the driver of a train, and I ride on the footplate there and back again. Under bridges, over bridges to our destination, passing through the countryside, there's so much to be seen. Passengers waving as we steam through the station, stoke up, fireman for the signal is at green. Time flies by and I'm the driver of a train, and I ride on the footplate there and back again. In the cutting through the tunnel, rushing, clanking on the track, wheezing piston, smoky funnel, turning wheels go clickety-clack. Time flies by and I'm the driver of a train, and I ride on the footplate there and back again.
The little engine that could gets a checkup. Written by Monica Z. Stevens, based on the original story by Watty Piper. Illustrated by Francisc Mathieu. The little engine that could had never been so busy. All morning long, she'd been riding up and down the rails, helping out her good friend, Mr. Woody. Mr. Woody owned the local lumber mill. He had to finish delivering a big shipment of lumber to an important customer by this afternoon, and there was no one he trusted more to get the job done than the little blue engine. "This is our last run," Mr. Woody said to his son. Peachy placed the last wooden plank in the little engine's cab. "I couldn't have filled such a big order without your help, little engine." The little engine blushed. Even though she was tired from riding the rails all morning, it was worth it to help a friend. Mr. Woody and Peachy hopped on board, and the little engine slowly moved away from the platform. But she didn't get very far. Pat, 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 pat. The little engine began to cough and sputter. Then the whole frame started to shake. From somewhere deep inside came a loud pop. There was a hiss and a cloud of steam escaped from her spout. After a few short jerks, she came to a sudden stop. "What's wrong, little engine?" asked Peachy. "I don't know," the little engine answered in a worried voice. This had never happened to her before. "Do you think you can try it again?" suggested Mr. Woody. "I think I can," the little engine said. The little engine gathered her energy and tried to start up again. But instead of hearing the sound of a strong engine roaring to life, all they heard were two soft clicks. The little engine's engine had given out. "Looks like you're not going anywhere, little engine," said Mr. Woody. "But the delivery will be late," the little engine cried. She hated to let her friend down. "You're the one we need to take care of right now," Mr. Woody said. "I think you're going to have to see the mechanic." "Mechanic?" the little engine exclaimed. "What's that?" "It's like a doctor for cars and trucks and trains too, of course," said Peachy. "Mechanics fix them up when they're broken and stuff." "I've never been to a mechanic before," the little engine said in a wobbly voice. "And I've never been broken before either." she started to cry. Peter tried to comfort his friend. "Don't cry, little engine. It sounds scary, but it's not. I've been to the doctor lots of times. They're nice, and when you're sick, they make you feel better." "Really?" said the little engine. "That's right," answered Mr. Woody. "So don't you worry. I've got the best mechanic in the whole country right here at Woody's lumber mill. He repairs all the machines we use at the mill." "Yeah," Peter added. "Jack will fix you right up for sure, I promise." The little engine still wasn't convinced, but she decided to be brave. When Jack the mechanic arrived, he gave the little engine a big smile. "Howdy, little engine," he said in a warm, friendly voice. The little engine had relaxed a little. Jack the mechanic was nice. The first thing Jack did was hook up the little engine to a large tow truck so he could bring it over to the garage where he worked. "You all right back there?" Jack called. The little engine tooted a horn. Inside the garage, the little engine saw more tools and machines than she'd ever seen in one place before. She looked at them with wide eyes. Some of them looked a little scary. "Are you going to have to use all those tools to make me better?" the little engine asked. "Well, I'll have to use some of them," Jack replied, "but I promise it won't be scary at all, and I'll always tell you exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it." And he did. Jack the mechanic was as nice and gentle as Peter had promised he would be, and Mr. Woody and Peter were with him the whole time. Plus the little engine soon discovered that being a pet didn't hurt one bit. A couple of hours later, Jack had checked all the little engine's fluids, replaced 3 worn engine parts, and used 11 different tools to try to repair an engine. The little engine counted them all to keep track. "All done," the mechanic finally shouted. "Why don't you see if you can crank up now, little engine?" Mr. Woody suggested. The little engine felt nervous. What if she wasn't all better after all? What if whatever was wrong with her engine couldn't be fixed? She might be broken forever. The little engine looked at her friends. They all gave her encouraging smiles. So she took a deep breath and focused her energy on starting her engine. It started right up. "Yay!" Peter cheered. The little engine smiled with relief. "Thank you so much, Jack. Thank you all." Mr. Woody looked at his watch. "We have enough time to make this last delivery, if you're up to it, little engine. Think you can do it?" But the little engine that could didn't have time to think about it. "I know I can," she said happily. And she did.